moving off of the looks thing, sort of. She wants that NFL player. $52 million a year, 6'6", professional athlete, massive amounts of status, massive amounts of success.
Keep going.
Fit, good-looking guy, whatever it is. Genuinely, do you think that's a good match? Like a fair, not a good match, a fair match.
That's how you meet the person.
How is it?
I mean, if she said, didn't you say you worked with them at one time?
Well, yeah, I worked with him. But if I was to use like real life examples, all of my exes are hot. Like, I don't know why you guys like you seem shocked, but like every guy I've been with is like very attractive.
Were they all like multi-millionaires?
I don't know. We weren't talking about money, babe. We're talking about looks.
Yeah, but rewind the tape. I was like, okay, moving off a bit about looks in total, the total package. And I listed the things that don't have anything to do with looks. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is that a fair proposition? Is that a fair match? I'm moving off of looks, and it's just the total package.
Right. Well, I don't need to make that. I don't need to make that amount of money to be on the stage.
Sure.
Is what you're saying.
But does that make a man attractive if he makes $50 million a year?
Of course it makes him attractive.
Yes,
but
women are attracted to that.
We were talking about looks. But someone with that amount of money is going to have access to way more women. So it's like, that could be likelihood of someone like that settling down might be less. But is it impossible? Absolutely not.
Yes, I agree. It's not impossible, but it's improbable. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. We'll see in like 5 years. I'll let you know when I have like my rich hot husband, and I'll come back here and let you know.
And
maybe
also,
faster, actually, now that I'm on this.
But the thing is, you don't want kids. So the men who are geared towards, this isn't always the case.
Ideally, they already have kids, so they don't bother me about it. Because that's why me and my ex broke up, was because he wanted kids and I didn't.
Yeah, I get that you don't want to have kids, but I would argue one component, if you're looking to get a successful man, a lot of men, they do want a family, they do want kids, and they are successful in furtherance of being able to provide for a family. Now, there are men who want to be rich just for the sake of being rich and the material goods that can confer upon them. And being rich frees you in many ways. But I think a big motivation for a lot of men is the ability to provide for a wife and for kids. So this idea that you're like, well, we'll see in 5 years when I'm with my super rich person. I'm like, well, because you don't want kids, I actually think it's less likely that you're going to end up with a high earner, because high earners, probably one of the big motivations for that is wanting to have kids.
I would say I hear you and I understand where you're coming from, and you're probably right in a lot of senses. My demographic is divorced, has kids.
Sure.
And second marriage.
But I'm a little confused.
Second marriage vibes.
But so you said you want a guy who already has kids.
Yeah.
But okay, so is your objection to having kids, you don't actually want to birth them?
I have no desire to be pregnant.
But okay, you do want to have kids.
Yeah, I would like to have kids around. Yeah, I could be stepmom.
Okay, this is a distinction that makes things a bit more clear. Mm-hmm. So okay, that changes things a little bit. But in any case, I'd like to ask the panel again. I don't know why y'all are quiet here. Do you think it's a fair match?
Yes.
Yes.
Period.
What?
I think it's a fair match.
Okay,
too.
the NFL guy who makes $50 million a year, who's 6'6", super attractive, bunch of status, the number one
I think he would
pick.
rather be with like a 21-year-old.
Okay, but is it a fair match?
Yes or no question?
I would say no.
Fair match?
No, but I think you're really beautiful.
Thank you.
Fair match?
I think it just depends on what he wants. Like what he wants.
Okay, but externally looking at it, sure, maybe he wants her. Sure. Is it like a fair?
Say no, only if he wants like kids like with her, then it's like definitely not fair. Because like you said, he has money, so if he wants kids and she doesn't, then it's definitely not a good match and not fair. It's just what he wants.
Wait, hold on. Oh my God. Okay, I have some follow up on this. Okay. What do you think?
I agree. No, because she doesn't want kids.
Yeah. Okay, but
I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. Forget the kid part.
Okay.
Just
it's
on
financially,
the basis of,
it's not going to work. She doesn't make the kind of cash she does. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about money.
He doesn't care about money.
So if he doesn't care about money, then like why is it like a thing? Like
Because I'm not saying that, oh, well, if you are a man who makes $50 million a year, you can only date women who make $50 million a year. What I'm trying to point out by saying he makes $50 million a year, that makes him way more attractive to a much larger pool of other women.
Bingo.
That makes him really, really attractive. That means he can get a certain caliber and quality of women that maybe wouldn't be open to him if he worked in Walmart and was making $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, given this, do you think that it's a fair match? Exclude the whole kid component. Let's just remove that.
Like, you said money is not a factor, but then you said if he worked at Walmart. Like, that's literally finances. And
he just wants to know if it's fair. Like, if
I'm saying that.
Equal,
but he's saying that
a guy who makes $50 million a year doesn't care how much money you make.
Yeah.
Then we're just talking about looks then.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Normally a guy
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, given the totality of all the traits that make him attractive, his looks, his status, his money, whatever it is, and all the things that make her attractive, whatever those things are, is that fair?
If we're basing it off that, I would say no.
Okay.
Can I give you an illustration I just read about?
Sure.
On the story Sex and the City, one of the people's comments was, Carrie's chasing Big throughout the whole series, right? And Big finally marries her, but when he dies, he gives his money to his first wife, who's the model, the French model, because she was his caliber. Carrie was never his caliber. She was like a second choice person.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Is it fair?
No.
Fair?
For me, it's fair.
What do you mean for you it's fair? What do you mean?
Why for you why you use that word fair? That would make me think about it. Like, why use that? Why isn't fair?
Can I ask, look,
why you compare?
let me make it super simple. Have you guys ever seen a girl and you're like, I can't believe she's with him? And the thought process there for you guys is, she's way more attractive than him. She's way, whatever all the characteristics is. Maybe you have a female friend who's like, she's so great, she's got her career, she's so beautiful, but she's with this bum. Has that never crossed through any of your minds?
All the time.
It's happened.
Ever? Okay, so why are you able to make determinations as to, wow, this girl here, up here, guy down here, girl here, guy down here. But when it comes to, oh my God, I can't believe I have to explain this. Girl down here, guy up here. You're like, no, that's impossible.
Because
a guy could never settle. Y'all are delusional.
I think what it is because we're all girls at the table, so we all know how it is, like being judged off looks and everything. So I think everyone's just trying not to be mean. I think that's what it is. Like everyone's just trying to be.
I actually agree with that.
You know,
That's
and I thought
actually a
we're
good
not
take.
talking about
She's
looks
right.
again.
I think that what happens when you get a bunch of women together is they don't want to tell the truth to each other.